Hi, thanks for having me, ladies.
Yeah, we're excited.
I'm excited to be here.
We have someone that's been part of our ministry and for a long time, and so I'm excited that she decided to share a verse with us, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're super excited to hear all about it. So if you want to, go ahead and read your verse.
Absolutely. My verse is from the book of James, 1:17.
Cool.
And it is, every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows.
Wow.
It always just gives me the goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty twofold too. You know, you have that first part of the verse, and then the second part of the verse is also encouraging. You know,
Absolutely.
And obviously, we can get into that in a little bit. So why did you choose James 1:17 out of all of the Bible?
So I was sitting in church one Sunday morning, and I know it was part of one of the sermons that our previous pastor, Brother DeMott, was preaching on. And it just resonated with me. And I was at that point, it was maybe, early fall, and I thought, what a great verse to put on our Christmas card.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so this verse has actually made its round on our Christmas card, not once, definitely twice, and maybe 3 times, because it just is continuously laid on my heart.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you put verses on your Christmas card of your own.
I do.
You make your own, yeah.
I
So I
do.
know you
I
send
do.
out pictures and stuff
Yes.
of the family, and
Yeah.
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where it just continues to resonate throughout my life. That one verse is a constant reminder that everything in my life is a gift, and it comes from God. And that's in so many different forms, tangible and intangible.
Yes. Yes. Count your blessings, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So with that, and like you said, it touched your heart when you heard it. Did it make you change, like, the way you acted, the way you said things, how you spoke to yourself, or like how did you move forward with it and grow in it?
So, like I said, it was just like an eye-opener. We know that everything that we have is a blessing.
Yeah.
But that verse, the every good and perfect gift is from above. That tells me, as we know, God has a plan.
Yeah.
His plan is a gift, and everything in that plan is the gift that just keeps on giving. I hate to use that, but it truly, it truly is. It's everything from our families to our friendships, and those are the kind of the intangible type things, but the tangible things that we need to remember are gifts from God, which are jobs, the clothes on our back. The food on our table, our cars, the things that we take for granted every day, they truly are gifts. They truly are. And we need to remember that. We need to thank Him for that. And no matter what form they are. Some people, they have the gift of driving a Mercedes. Some people have the gift of a Toyota Corolla. It doesn't matter. It's what God has gifted us with.
Some people are happy to have 4 wheels that are going down the road.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. Right. Yes.
I've had those before.
We all have,
exactly.
And as as teenagers, we're like, oh wow, I've got this car, and it's going to get me from A to B, but it's just the whole the concept of a reminder of where it came from.
And I think you're right. I think we need to remember those things, that they are a gift. I think sometimes in our society today, so many things are expected,
right?
And they think that it's what I'm supposed to get, it's what I'm supposed to have, and when we think about that, we have to think about it's not. It's a gift.
Right.
You could be without.
Absolutely.
And we see many people that are without many times when we're moving around or driving around or whatever.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's definitely the heart posture that we have to have as Christians is remembering that things are gifts and that, not everyone gets to have the gifts that we have. So we have to use them for His glory. Or,
Exactly.
Yes.
And we, in society, have to play a comparison game of, like, keeping up with the Joneses and stuff like that.
Yes.
And it's like, we have to remember that just because we don't have what other people have doesn't mean we don't have good things.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because so many things are that I think that we also forget to be thankful for are intangible.
Mm-hmm.
Like our friendships.
Yeah.
I mean, since I met my husband Dave many years ago and had the privilege of moving over to this side of the state, I think about if God hadn't put that plan in place, how many people I wouldn't have in my life that are gifts to me, and they are innumerable.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. Big blessings.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. Huge blessings. I mean, just my in-laws alone, and then the blessing of having my parents here, and
Close by.
close
That's right.
by, and just to see God's plan. 2020 vision, back.
Oh,
that way.
yeah.
And see how that's unfolded, and we don't always recognize those gifts in the moment either.
Correct.
And we can go back and look at that and be like, wow.
Yeah. And you came from kind of a big city, Orlando.
I did.
Right?
I did.
And big city stuff, I was always in we came from Tampa, then Brooksville, and then Citrus County. And I think about what made me think of is your children, your daughters, that have grown up in a small community. And I know it can be a curse to them for a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But to know that you have so many connections and so much available for them.
Absolutely.
Well,
and
the
learning
relationships too that are built through the community.
Absolutely. And learning to enjoy the gifts from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're ready to go off. I mean, one has already graduated from college. She went to a pretty big city, much bigger than Inverness or Brooksville for college, and had some great experiences.
Yeah.
Again, gifts.
Yeah.
And came back home, and now the next one's getting ready to fly the coop, and she's going to a different part of the state, and will have her own experiences, and which will in turn bring gifts to her that we know are from the plan that God has set forth.
Yeah, and I think we have to remember that, like, if you're comparing big city to small city, like, there are pros and cons to both. And people that are in the big city are like, man, I wish that I had the community that they had. Or small cities like, man, I wish I had more to do on a Friday night than just football, But
that only lasts so long.
Yes, exactly. It's only for a season. So I think that's a great reminder too in your verse of, like, everything that is good is from God, and it's a gift that we have to treasure. And we have to remember that even people on the other side, like, the grass isn't always greener. Like, there are people that wish, one thing or the other, and then we could be wishing the exact opposite. We could be wishing what they have, and they're wishing what we have, And so it's such a better mindset to have of just focusing on, okay, what do I have, and what can I do with these gifts? What can I give back to Him?
Yeah.
Right. Instead of worrying so much, like you said earlier, about keeping up with the Joneses, concentrate on what God is doing in your life and what He has given you.
Yes.
And how you're working with that, and how you're being Jesus to other people through those gifts that He's provided you.
Absolutely.
And that's a great segue, what you were just saying. So how does this verse point back to Jesus? How does it, like, if you're presenting this verse to somebody you're evangelizing to, or just, you're going to friendship with and you're bringing up, Christ to, like, how is it pointing back to Jesus?
I think what it does, so the verse says, the second part of it, the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows.
Yeah.
It's a confirmation that no matter what is going on in this world, that is constantly changing for the good and for the bad, that we know that God is not. He's consistent. in everything that he does.
Yes, he is.
And we can always, when we have something going on in our lives, whether it be positive or negative, we can go to his word.
Yeah.
And that's what it means to me. And also, second fold with that is being like Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, it's some people are difficult to get along with, some people are easy to get along with.
Yeah.
But we have to treat everybody in the same loving manner
Yes.
that Jesus was our example
Mhm.
to do that. And I have a really good friend, and Miss Paige Hooper. She just is a lovely person, and the one thing that she's always counseled me on is you need to be like Jesus.
You need to be like Jesus.
You need to be
That's
like
right.
Jesus. And I think that that's
Yeah.
another thing that we have to remember that. And also what comes from that as well is that Jesus is the number one gift.
Yes.
Absolutely.
He is where I think that this verse to me ultimately, that's why I put it on the Christmas card, to remind people
Yeah.
that, you know, in the busy hustle and bustle of
Yeah.
the holiday season,
Yeah.
trying to plan things, gift giving, you know,
Redecorating your house.
Exactly. Let's remember that we are actually celebrating the ultimate gift of all,
Yeah.
and that is we have Jesus,
Yes.
and that because we have Jesus, we have his birth, we have his death, we
Yeah.
have his resurrection, and
Yeah.
in turn, eternal life.
Yeah.
And that is the gift that we need to focus on.
Yeah.
And so that is what I you know, share.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's also the light, you know?
I was just
Yes.
fixing.
Yeah.
That was going to be my point because we're doing surrender all. You know, as part of our women's Bible study, and today was when we had a lesson today. It had to do with who he is. He said, "Who do you say I am?"
Yeah.
Well,
He's the
he's
light.
light.
Yes.
He's the light.
Yeah.
And he is the good gift.
Yes. Yes.
He is the good gift that we were given. So, yeah.
So, with that, how do we use that in our daily lives? How do we, I feel like we've kind of already touched
Yeah,
on
we
all
have,
of that,
I
but is there any, like, challenge or call to action kind of that you can come from that?
It is to take part of your day. I challenge everybody to take part of their day and find the blessing in it. And because there's so many times, and I think that that's also what can help turn around a day that might not be maybe the best day that you're having. And we kind of get stuck in that
Yeah.
and just want to be upset, angry, what have you. And it's hard to let go of those things. And it's a conscious effort to let go of those things and turn it around and find the blessing, find the good
Find
in
the
the
good
day.
gift. Yeah.
Right.
in
Find
it.
the good gift in the day
Yeah.
and concentrate more on that.
Yeah.
And I'm as guilty as anyone. When I'm
Oh,
having
yeah.
a bad day, I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh my
Oh, yeah.
goodness gracious. You know, it's-
Yeah.
Sort of
You
like
get-
foot stomping. you know.
Right,
You
yeah.
get in bed at the end of the day and you're just thinking
Yes.
back and it's like,
right.
only the bad things come to your mind because,
Yeah.
you know, you haven't, as humans, that's just how our brain is wired, you know?
Right.
Like, there's a lot of
Well,
bad that gets thrown at us, and that's what we're, okay, how do I do better? How do I, you know, change this, that, the other thing?
Yeah.
But then
So
we
instead-
miss those.
Instead,
I said rewire
let's
your brain.
reflect.
Yes,
let's
let's
reflect
just try-
on
right.
not the bad stuff that happened in
Right.
our day, but what good happened in our day. You know, what person was kind. I mean, what you had one little something.
Exactly.
Right?
It doesn't have to be anything big, and just
Yeah.
and just also remembering. I know that a lot of people petition God for things that they want,
Yeah.
and not necessarily maybe what they need.
Yeah.
And thanking Him for all of these gifts and blessings. That should be one of the biggest things in our prayer life, and we should start out our prayer
Oh,
life
yeah.
with thanking Him.
Yes.
And I encourage even, and I should, it's something that's been laid on my heart, is encouraging people to journal. To
Mhm.
journal about the positive things that are going on in their life.
Yeah.
So they can look back and concentrate on those.
Yeah.
And maybe hopefully wipe out some of the negativity that they
Yeah.
might be living in.
Yeah, because we don't want to forget that. It's easy to remember who's hurt me, who's wronged
Right.
me, who's done this or done that, but
Yeah,
many times we forget the kindness that's shown or the
right.
smile that somebody gave you that was small, but it
Yeah.
made you feel good, you know?
And
Yeah.
even going back to someone and saying, you know, I have to tell you, you were really a gift from God
Yeah.
to me last week. I was having a bad day, but you know, your smile just lit up my world.
Yeah.
You were Jesus to me,
That's
and that's
right.
what I needed.
You made it a
and
difference.
how can we do that to someone else?
Yeah.
Even you just pointing that out to somebody, that's a gift, you know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Because, you know, when you do something like that, my friend, I had, you know, how you have all these long list of emails, you know, and they're 2 or 3, 4, 5 years old. I was trying to find something in the midst of all of that, and I ran across a note that I had sent to my friend. Actually, it was, we did a little activity, and I had written a little paragraph about her, and I thought, you know, that was like 3 years ago. I said, I'm going to send this to her again, because, you know, she kind of had done some things for me, and it just reminded me what a good friend she's been for the last 30 years, you know.
Sure.
And so, and I know that helped her feel good because she responded back to me in that way.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I don't know, I think that kind of gives you another good feeling, you know, just.
It helps to know that we're maybe on the right track with
That we're
trying to
love-
be like
yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
and being loving
Yeah.
with that
Yeah.
right heart set.
Yes. Yeah.
So
For the right reasons.
exactly.
Yeah.
not for gain,
That's right.
but just because we want to be like Jesus.
Yeah. Exactly.
Is there anything else you would like to say about your verse?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No,
I think we,
no.
I think we covered it pretty well.
Yeah. I think we did good.
Okay.
So, would you read that one more time? Because there was something that just kind of stuck out at me, if you don't mind. Do you mind reading that verse one more time?
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
There was something about it that I may not remember it, but
Okay.
I really wanted it. It just, I don't know.
James 1:17. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. You know what's really cool about that is I just my visual when I see that is all these little lights just coming down from heaven and lighting up the shadows.
Yeah.
You know, those are our gifts that he's sprinkling down constantly all the time.
Yeah.
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 That's a good visual. I like that.
Yeah.
I like kind of visualizing in those aspects, you know, like just kind of give you something
Oh,
to
yeah.
think about.
I'm a visual person. I love,
Me too.
you know, like to see things and
Yeah.
visualize. So, yeah.
Did you think about it?
Well, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. No, I just like shadow. I like the shifting shadows. I don't know. I've always liked making shadows, you know,
Yes.
with kids and stuff.
Do
like
little
that.
shadow puppets and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, I can see that. That's why I wanted to kind of hear it again.
Yeah.
I could just see that. But that's cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Liked.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much
Thank
for
Thank
sharing.
you,
Appreciate
ladies, for
it.
having me.
Thank you for coming.
so much. Absolutely.
All right. So I guess we will catch you the next time.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.